So it's a gritty, in-your-face show that's been a hit for NBC for years. Law Order SVU is now in its 15th season. One of the stars of the show is actor Danny Pino. He plays Detective Nick Amaro. Danny was in Charlotte last week, and I had the chance to sit down and talk with him about what it's like to work in the Special Victims Unit.
It's so nice to meet you. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Colleen, for having me.
Okay, so Law & Order SVU, in its 15th season, you joined the cast in 2011. When you did, were you already a fan of the show?
Honestly?
Yeah.
No, not really. No, I didn't watch a lot of procedural cop shows. I was on a show called Cold Case for 7 seasons, so I was pretty procedured out doing that particular show. So I didn't really watch much television unless it was Handy Manny, the Backyardigans.
I know those shows.
Right,
yes.
Right. I had 2 little boys growing up, so that pretty much consumed all of my time. Because of the legacy of Law & Order, it was, for me, a no-brainer to work with these people. To actually shoot in New York, and the quintessential New York show, the last standing Law & Order series, was exciting for me. To work, with Dick Wolf, who's iconic in television, was exciting. To be able to join Mariska Hargitay and Ice-T and Richard Belzer, Dan Florek and Tamara Tooney, that was exciting to me.
You mentioned Mariska Hargitay and Ice-T. What is it like to work with them? What can you tell us about them? Something maybe that no one's ever heard before.
Oh,
yes. Give us something good.
Oh, man. People probably know, or maybe they don't know, that Mariska is one of the funniest people I've ever worked with. Somebody said to me, I think it was earlier today, that Ice seems angry. Right? Well, Ice is an actor, right? Detective Tutuola is maybe angry because he's got the furrowed brow or whatnot. But Ice is Ice because he's always cool. I've never seen Ice angry. Ice is more philosophical than he is aggressive. He's kind of the Dalai Lama of rap.
What is it like shooting on the streets of New York? I mean, what is that experience?
You never know what to expect.
Right.
But it keeps you on your toes. When we're shooting and we're on, in Times Square, and that's where you are. You can't deny. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of noise. There's distractions. But you take that all in. It's part of living and shooting in New York City, and you can't do that in a back lot in Burbank. We take over a neighborhood, our footprint with all the trucks and the equipment and the crew, and sometimes people are angry because we took their parking spaces, but most of the time
those are hard to come by.
Those are hard, and we understand. So we take a lot of pictures, we sign autographs, we're very nice to everybody.
I read somewhere that it's important to you to pass on, a love of your Cuban heritage and a celebration of that to your kids. How do you do that?
We play Cuban music. My wife is Colombian. We'll play Colombian music. It helps to have my parents or her parents around because then it's reinforced that much further. Now, both of our families live in Miami, and we spend a lot of time in Miami. And in Miami, you don't have to speak English at all.
Right. Do you cook?
I cook salmon. It's very salty.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I just did a cooking show this morning, and I put so many layers of salt on the salmon. It was like, it's delicious.
Well, if you ever come back to Charlotte, you need to come on Charlotte Today, and you can cook. We cook on our program every day. You can come and make some salty salmon.
I'll tell you what, but you won't even be able to tell because it's so burnt.
That sounds great. That sounds great, Danny. We'd love to have you come and cook on our show.
It's my specialty, actually.
Can't wait for that. Danny Pino, thank you so much. You can catch a new episode of Law & Order SVU tonight at 9 here on NBC Charlotte. It was great to talk to him.